Welcome back, everybody. So it is the food segment. As you've been looking, I've been cooking this wonderful food. It is delicious and it's fresh. And that's one thing about the Blue Zone. Everything is fresh and everything is homemade. They don't go and buy hot dogs. They don't go buy a pre-made stuff. Anything that's made from five or more ingredients. Everything is fresh. So I had made some pasta, fresh homemade pasta. This is the rolled out stuff. Very easy. I add 2 cups of flour. I added 2 eggs, 1 white egg. You could add 2 white eggs. So for every cup, you add one. So 2 cups of flour, 2 eggs, 2 white eggs, a little tablespoon of olive oil, a little bit of water, a couple of drops or about a tablespoon also, and a couple pinches of salt. You roll it out really nice. If you don't have one of those, roller things to be able to roll the pasta dough, you can just use an old wood stick, roll it down nice and thin, and then you cut it in long strips. And as you saw me, once I have that done, you roll it out, you cut some pieces off here. Now for the ricotta filling with the spinach. Um, I have all these ingredients on my Twitter. I posted it. We showed it before. You can always go look. It's F Maragoni photo at F Maragoni photo. You'll have all the recipe, but the ricotta filling with the spinach, it's very easy. Okay. So I cooked half an onion, 1 clove of garlic, and about 3 cups of spinach, about 3 handfuls. Now with the spinach, you do have to take out. You don't have to, but I prefer it. You do have to take out the little stems here. Very easy. Just hold it this and pull it like that. You cut that stem. I like to eat the stem in the salad, so you can keep it. And this is what you use to cook in your spinach. So you just put it in a little pan, roast the garlic and the onion with some olive oil. You put the spinach, put a lid on it, turn off the oven, turn off the stove, let it sit. It will wilt. It will cook, and that's what you'll use. Take it out, drain it, and keep the water that comes out of it. Now, once that is done and it's cooled down, you will put about a cup of ricotta, half a cup of Parmesan Reggiano cheese, your feta and ricotta right in the middle, right? So you put a little bit of water with the brush just to put around, and then you put it on top. Press nice and hard so you combine the two pasta together. So this makes it nice and fresh. Now this pasta dough has been a little bit dry, so it will crack here, but it's still good. I like to cut a little bit of the extra. Now, the good thing about this, nothing is wasted. All these little trims, you can use it like that as just pasta itself, or you can cut it in smaller pieces for a soup, like a chicken noodle soup or something like that. So you can use that. Nothing is wasted. So the dough that I have with the 2 cups of flour and the sauce, the ricotta filling, gives you about 24 of these wonderful raviolis. Okay. So once you have that done, you can put them in nice and boiling water. Okay. It usually takes only about a few minutes to cook. You can turn it once in a while just to make sure they both cook. Most of the times, what the best indication is once it starts raising or floats onto it, flip it, give it another minute, and then it's ready to serve. Now, the good thing about this, again, with the Blue Zone, it's all about proportion and the size. You don't want to eat too much of it. Now, these are a little bit big. You only need about 4 of them. More than that, you're going to fill up more than 80%, like we had discussed before, and it's not good. You just want to have just enough to have a good appetite and fill yourself and eat other things like fruits. You can have a nice pear or a nice orange afterwards or stuff like that. Now, the good thing about this, the sauce is always key with a good pasta. Everybody knows that. So what I did a mushroom rosé sauce. Okay. I did the other half of the onion that I had cut that I used for the filling. I roasted that up with 3 to 4. I think I put 4 cloves of garlic. I like my garlic. Garlic is good for you, your blood, your circulation, your health, and you stink a little bit. Keeps the mosquitoes away, I find. And then I added also about, so you saute that. So you clove your onions. I put about 2 cups of brown mushrooms, and then you saute that. Not too much. You don't want to overcook your mushrooms. Put about a cup of heavy cream, and then I put 1 cup to 1.5 cup of ground canned tomatoes. So I had the Pomodoro tomato cans. I just put it in the blender, and then I put about a 1.5 cups. Bring it to a boil, bring it down to simmer, let it rest, and then this is what it looks like. I put also some spices, fresh oregano. I also put some thyme, salt, and pepper. And then when you do is you get that stuff out, and you don't need a lot for this. You just need a little bit. And with the mushroom, it's fresh, it's delicious. And the best thing also you always have to do with any kind of pasta is to add, sorry guys, the camera here. I love my Parmigiano Reggiano. Now I have this big, huge block here. Look at that. And then if you guys all have a slow-mo camera, maybe this is the perfect opportunity. Look at that. And that's the fresh Parmigiano Reggiano. You don't need too much. I like my Reggiano like that. And then you just go for it. And it's, look at that.
Mouth is
Everybody
watering.
sees that?
Looks amazing, bud.
Yeah. And that
And
Parmigiano
it's
Romano
great.
is no joke. So
It's all about
good.
proportion size too, right? You don't want to have
Cheers,
too much of
Frankie.
it. And there's a lot of facts that the blue zones had 10 food guidelines, right? So like we had with our other Asian in Japan, and they had their 5 different colors, different tastes, and everything like that. So again, 80%, don't overfill yourself. They have also a 95 to 5 portion. So use 95%, should be plant-based. So fruits,
Right.
vegetable, right? Grains, greens, a lot of greens, spinach, rapini, stuff like that. Salads, it's good for you. And they also have beans. They have limit the meats like we had discussed before. They don't eat a lot of meats. They only eat it for special occasion during holidays, Christmas, birthdays. If you do need, you can use fish. Use a very small portion of fish, and depending how many times a day, limit the sugar. Not too much salt. You're going to put it in your food and cook it, maybe a little bit on the top, but you don't need. But also, if you do need fillers during the day, use nuts, almonds, pistachios, walnuts, unsalted preferably. Also, a great thing is, yeah, Daisy has pulled it up right there. The great ingredients. And sour breads, like most blue zones area do eat a lot of carbs, 2 slices a day of bread, but drink as much water as possible. We do love our glasses of wine, 1 or 2 glasses a day, but you don't need that Coke. You don't need that juice, apple juice. You don't need this lemonade. Go straight to the water. Don't need that extra excess of beer, because then you got too much live cultures in yeast.
Dante.
The whole recipe that I have posted, it gives you about 24 raviolis of those size, and that is good enough for 5 people, or 4 per piece. Yeah, 5 or 6 people depending, but limit yourself, and it's great.
So
Thank
cool.
you, Francesco,
Well done,
for
Frankie.
the.
You had
Well
something,
done.
Chris. You said you had something to add on that too.
I do.
Sorry, I'm just gonna say. So, Francesco, that was the recipe for spinach and cheese ravioli, shroom, rosé sauce, right?
Correct. Yes.
I want to make sure we get that for the editing later.